You're going to be meeting one of the, and I have to use the word exactly the way I think that it deserves to be used, one of the most notorious professional wrestlers in the world. I might add a few more things. He is the European champ, although he does not wrestle in Europe anymore. Now, there's some strange, interesting things and stories about our introduction of our special guest today. So without any further ado, out here with Jimmy Hart, I would like to introduce the European champ, Baron von Krupp.
It's Killer Karl Krupp. Mr. Hart has sent me a telegram, Mr. Russell, asking for help. Well, I came. I flew in, and I had a meeting with Mr. Hart, and we discussed the problem. And Mr. Hart asked me, no, he begged me to straighten out the situation. Mr. Hart was desperately hurt. His jaw was broken in a few places, and I am here to take care. Mr. Lawler, you will know who I am. You will understand in short order why I am here. In very short order, you will not be able to sleep. You will have nightmares of this face. In your dreams, you will see me, whether it is on the street, or in a restaurant, or in a back alley. Mr. Lawler, you will be very sorry for the damage you done to Mr. Hart. The situation is so that I have been offered X number of dollars to straighten out this Mr. Lawler.
Well, I think we can even be more specific. Jimmy, I know it's difficult for you to talk, but let me ask you as to what, hey, I know
Please
about
do
this.
Not ask you do not ask a man with a broken jaw anything, Mr. Russell. You should have some compassion. This man is desperately hurt. I will straighten out things as I promised Mr. Hart. I will make sure that Mr. Lawler will remember the name, Killer Karl Krupp. He will understand, and he will tremble in fear. He will look over his shoulder, and his nightmares will not be written.
Okay. I wanted to ask one final question about it before you go to the ring.
You have a lot of questions.
It has been said, and I want to know if it's true or not, that you are a mercenary of professional wrestling, and that is that you'll do anything for money. Is that true?
Mr. Russell, you have a very strong imagination. It is not worthy of an answer.
Then an extra added match. Jerry Lawler, the King, first time in over 7 months, will be back in action in there. His opponent, Jimmy Hart. And I think you know that story by now. Jimmy, you're going to be in there against Jerry. He has accepted. He said he would like to have you. You slapped him in the face and don't think you're going to get away with it. That's what Lawler says.
Boy, I've got him right where I want him, man. You know what I've been doing? Look at little bags under my eyes here. You know why? For the last 2 or 3 weeks, man, I've been reading all about Houdini, baby. Houdini. Lawler, I've got you exactly where I want you, man. You know, so many times I had to open the door for Lawler back when I was managing him. I won those belts for him. Was he ever the CWA champion before I started managing? Tell me, huh?
Well, the honest fact.
No, come on, tell me. The honest fact, honest fact. Now, tell me the truth.
No,
come
he
on.
wasn't.
He wasn't, was he? So who won the belt for him?
Well,
thank you. Jimmy Hart did. That's right, baby. Lawler, you gimp, let me tell you something, man. You fractured my jaw, and I promise you this, and all of my fans, that I am going to take care of you once and for all.
Well, you'll have the opportunity. Hey, just watch it. Monday night is when it's going to happen. You do all your talking right now, because I tell you, after Monday night down there, I'm not so sure that jaw of yours won't be on the other side of the head over there, and that might be an improvement, too. Jimmy Hart faces Jerry Lawler. That's Monday night in action right down to Louisville Gardens. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to miss that entire night of action. But remember, it is Monday night. You be there. Tuesday night, right there in the Louisville Gardens, boy, I'll tell you, some kind of action and a half coming up. And one of the bouts that you're going to see is a return of Jerry the King Lawler in a cast match. Now, you'll understand this whole thing a little bit better. I got the King right here. And when we did the TV show, Jerry, you were inclined not to even have anything to do with Karl Krupp, which I thought was a good idea, but you've had second thoughts.
Well, you know, the more I got to thinking about that guy, he said he wants me real bad because of what I did to Hartwell. He doesn't want me as much, nowhere near as much as I'd like to get my hands on Krupp, because, you know, a month or so ago, when I came back, he jumped in the ring and re-injured my leg, and if it wasn't for Krupp, I'd probably be well now. So I came up with the idea, because I'm not fooling myself or anybody out there. My leg is not healed enough to wrestle any wrestler. Sure, I can handle Jimmy Hart, but not a guy like Krupp, unless I went and had my leg put back in one of those big, thick, heavy protective casts. Now, Krupp said he wanted me under any conditions, and that's the condition. I'll do that. I'll have my leg put in a cast, and I'll get in the ring in Louisville Gardens if Krupp does the same thing.
Yeah.
And he agreed to it.
He agreed to it.
So we're going to be down there, and it's going to be all even. We'll both have a little bit of a disadvantage, but we'll see, Krupp, how much you want me.
Take care, man. Action that took place in the Coliseum involving Jerry the King Lawler, we mentioned a moment ago. We'd fill you in a little bit later. This was a few days back when Lawler took on killer Karl Krupp. It was, in fact, against everybody's advice, his doctor's advice, tried to not get him involved in the cast match and all, but Jerry just was so intent on getting Krupp after Krupp had goaded him and all of that sort of thing. The match took place. Let's take a look at some action from just a few nights back with Jerry the King Lawler and killer Karl Krupp. With that stick nails Lawler, while the referee over with Krupp. And killer Karl again attacks Lawler. His foot in that cast, when he tries to push off with it, is slipping. But with that cast, he's dropping it down on the leg of Jerry Lawler. Krupp pounding Lawler. Midsection. The King takes a real shot to the face. But in Lawler fashion, he is durable as can be. Never seen anybody more durable. Krupp trying to get over to Jimmy Hart, but Lawler going after him. Lawler grabbing Hart. Punches him down to the floor. And what a body slam, or rather, not a body slam. Whoa, Lawler dropped with a cast. That's dangerous. Boy, he's really got it in for Krupp. But he's also a little crazy to drop on that broken leg. Of course, he's dropping that durable cast. Blood now. Krupp's head is busted open. Where Lawler dropped on him with that heavy cast. It's a thick cast, not as heavy as Krupp. And Krupp now bleeding profusely from about the head where Lawler has pounded him with that cast. The crowd hollering one more time. Lawler drops. 1, 2. He got him. 3. Well, following that match, Dave, everybody, of course, was delighted that Lawler got his hand raised and the victory over killer Karl Krupp. Jerry was in tremendous pain in the dressing room after that. And what happens with that bone, as we saw in the X-ray in there, every time a least little bit of movement on it, well, dropping down with a cast and so forth like that, when Krupp was going to, it was in a cast, but it was able to move